Welcome back to another Real Lounge Entertainment video. My name is Tyler, and today, since I'm in a horror mood, I thought I'd make a list about my top 10 favorite horror movies. Now remember, these are my favorite, not the best. Some of these movies I watch about 2 to 3 times a year, and the other ones I haven't seen in a while, but still deserve to be on my top 10 list. I did a video similar to this with Mike a while ago, so be sure to check that one out. Let me know how you feel about my top 10 list and what's yours looking like. Now before we get going, please hit that like button and please subscribe, and let me know what kind of list you want to see next. Now let's stop the yapping and let's talk about some horror movies.
I'll be right back!
Now for my honorable mentions, I have two. I couldn't decide on one, so I had two. And that is the Thanksgiving from 2023 and Talk to Me from 2022, which are both somewhat recent and I really liked. First, let's talk about Thanksgiving. Now, when you watch this movie, it kind of reminds you of the 1996 Scream, so if you're a Scream fan, I totally recommend this movie. It's kind of gory, a little bit more gorier than Scream, but that's only because it's a newer movie. Something about this I just really like, and it deserves to be in my honorable mentions. And then the other one, we have Talk to Me. Now, this movie is very original. I don't think I've seen any other horror movie have this kind of a concept. And another plus about this movie is the cast. You know, watching this movie, I didn't really recognize all of them, and then I think I looked it up, and most of the cast is from Australia. So I think that was a plus, getting like a new feel and taste to this horror movie. But to me, I think the best part is this twist in this movie. I totally recommend it. And coming in at my number 10, I have Happy Death Day from 2017. Now this movie I haven't seen in a while, but every time I do watch this movie, it brings me back in the day when I used to watch this movie with my friends in the theaters. Good times. And just like any other slasher, in this movie you're trying to figure out who the killer is. But in this concept, she's repeating the same day over and over again. Now, if you know me, I'm a sucker for time travel movies. I know this isn't really time travel related. The second one's more time travel related. But you're repeating the same day over and over again, and she's dying every time to try and figure out who the killer is, which is just an awesome concept for horror. And coming in at my number 9 is Sinners from 2025. And yes, this is already on my top 10 list and deserves to be here. When I watched this movie in theaters, I walked out and I was blown away and stunned. And the one thing about it is that this is a vampire movie, but they don't really focus up on it as the big part of the movie. Michael B. Jordan is awesome in this, and I want to give a huge shout out to Miles Caton, film debut, and awesome singing in this, which is also another plus in this movie. I think the music is amazing in this. And the fact that they have an end credit scene at the end of this is mind-blowing, because me as a Marvel fan, you know, they have those end credit scenes at the end of each movie and show, kind of teasing it to the next project they're going to do. But for this being a solo movie, I think it just brought it over the edge. And coming in at my number 8, I have The Purge from 2013. Ethan Hawke is an amazing actor in this, and he will do anything to protect his family. Well, I guess he could have let Cersei die. The cover is very iconic and scary, and in this movie you get the concept of good versus bad, but sometimes the bad can become good, and the good can become bad. This obviously did a lot for the horror genre, as it had a chain reaction of sequels, and I remember when this came out there was a bunch of memes and a bunch of pranks of the fake news with the sirens. And at number 7, I have Jeepers Creepers from 2001. If you're a huge horror fan, how can you not love this movie? This movie is one of a kind for sure. The theme in this is awesome, and the creeper is very scary. And right at the beginning of this, they don't try to waste much time, and it kind of kicks off right at the beginning. Justin Long and Gina Phillips is awesome in this. This movie is just awesome. And at number 6, I have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D from 2013. Now, this movie was one of my first horror movies as a kid, and it will always stick with me. It does have the aspect of 3D, but to me, I don't think they did a lot of stuff with the 3D, so it doesn't ruin the movie for me, and I can rewatch this any time of the year. I would say, though, the one from 2003 is the best one, but still don't get it twisted. This movie's still scary. Leatherface is still scary, and I think Alexandria Daddario is a good final girl.
Do your thing, cuz.
And welcoming to my top 5 is the 1984 classic, The Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger is one of the most iconic horror villains ever, and he's very scary and very funny. The concept that a guy kills you in your dreams is very scary to think about, and especially for those people that watched it when this movie came out. The music and theme for this is very, very good, and you can't forget about the nursery rhyme. And also has the debut of Johnny Depp. And coming in at my number 4, I have Get Out from 2017, and this is the horror debut of Jordan Peele. This movie is great and very creepy all around, and when you watch this movie, it has you questioning what's actually happening and what is about to happen. But to me, the best part of this movie was Daniel Kaluuya. He was the lead role in this movie, and I think it would not be the same without him. And coming in at my number 3, I have The Conjuring from 2013. Every time I watch this, it still gives me the creeps and goosebumps. This is a true classic. There's not much bad to say about this, but one of the good things about this movie is the villain Bathsheba. I think they produced it very well. And of course you have the awesome roles with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. It wouldn't be the same without them. And to me, this is the best movie in the Conjuring universe. I think it's, right at the top, and everything after that is like a steady decline. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out our pod about The Conjuring. And at my runner-up spot, I have the 1996 classic Scream. Every time I watch this, I fall in love with it more and more every time, and I enjoy watching everything just go down just to have the amazing twist at the end. I love when movies try and have you figure out who the killer is when it's like right in front of your face. And also Neve Campbell is a huge part of this movie. She is very iconic, and to me is the best final girl in all of horror. But of course, Stu is always going to be the best character in a slasher history. Right, Stu?
Yeah.
And coming in at my number 1, I have Saw from 2004. When I first watched this movie, it blew my mind and it had me rethinking everything. I remember when I was a kid, I would come across this movie and I'd try to dodge it because I really thought it was scary, which at times it is, but it really isn't. And this movie has one of the biggest twists in movie history. This movie is awesome. And yes, there may be 10 other movies after this, but this one is by far most superior. John Kramer is iconic for all of his traps, and this is probably one of the best thriller, mystery, crime movies of all time, and is considered why it is my favorite horror movie of all time. Well guys, that's my list of my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. Let me know in the comments how you felt about my list, and let me know what yours is. I'm really curious to hear. And as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what kind of list you guys want me to make next. Be sure to check out our other socials as we're posting on all social medias. Be sure to check out Mike's movie reviews and Wes movie recommendations. And I will catch you on the next cut.